All right, so another key component of the code enforcement concept here is understanding what title to property means. Now, obviously, most of us have a cursory and probably an in-depth understanding of what title is, but back to the beginnings here. As a title attorney, somebody would want to buy 101 Main Street. We would pull a formal title search, and we would find out that the son that wanted to sell it to him for $1,500 or whatever didn't have clear title, so couldn't sell it. Or we would find that the corporation that owned it got it at tax deed and there are other liens on there. Or that the individual that owns it might have had mortgages or anything else like that. The concept here is that title problems lie at the heart of a great many of our worst code enforcement cases. In fact, I would bet you dollars to donuts that if you looked at your 10 worst code cases in a community, 9 out of those 10 cases are going to have title problems at the heart of the problem. So, what do you need to do to fix it? The first thing is to understand title and understand what a title search is. Now, most of us probably rely on the property appraiser to tell us who owns that property. We log on 101 Main Street, John Smith owns it. In many cases, that information may be correct, but you got to keep in mind that the property appraiser and the public websites are only advisory information, and oftentimes they can be wrong. Now, obviously, you can and should dive a little bit deeper into your property appraiser if you're looking for ownership. You know, try and find a couple of deeds. If you see a deed from John Smith to Bank of America, Bank of America might not actually own that property, even though Bank of America is recorded as the, quote, owner on your property appraiser. Why is that? Because that deed from John Smith in satisfaction of the mortgage foreclosure or whatever else is what we call a wild deed. You see that often. Somebody just wants to get rid of a property that's a problem, and so they execute a wild deed. They march down to the property appraiser and the county clerk of court, and they have a ministerial duty to record that deed. So that deed gets recorded, and the property appraiser reflects the ownership of that wild deed. Your concept here is you got to get a title search if you're going anywhere beyond the cursory code enforcement issues. If you're going to be doing demolition, obviously you need a formal title search and title insurance. We'll talk about that later. But if you're getting into more comprehensive cases, cases that are dragging on longer, you're wondering why you're not getting responses from the quote owner, the owners aren't being responsive or they're totally absentee, that's when you know it's time to get a formal title search. And if it goes any further than that, you got to go beyond just a title search and get a title examination with a insurance policy, title insurance. If you're going to be demolishing a house or you're entering into more financially significant transactions, that's the time to let your title examiner, your title insurance company know, hey, we want to insure this search for $50,000 or $100,000 so that you have that added level of reliance on that title search. So get that title insurance. Understand exactly what title search is and the difference between title search and title insurance. Get both of them before you get moving on to more comprehensive cases.